Kathy. How are you? All right, today we are talking about the sexual benefits to your health. Okay? The sexual benefits to your health. So, sex benefits your health. Okay? Is that amazing? So, before I dive into it, I wanted to point out four amazing factors that I found out during my research that amazed me. The first one was that penile vaginal sex intercourse is found to be more beneficial for your health than anal sex, masturbation, and using a condom. I couldn't believe it. So if you use a condom, you're not getting the same benefits, the same health benefits as not using a condom. And I'm embarrassed to say that, but I think it's very important for you to know. Use a condom, of course, but you're getting less benefits for your health. Masturbation, same thing. When you masturbate, you're not getting the same benefits for your health. Again, this is what the studies show. If you need the articles, let me know. I'll share them with you. And I mean, it just blows my mind that not only the anal sex not having benefits, I understand that, but that all three don't come close to penile vaginal intercourse. That's what the studies show. That's the first one I wanted to point out to you. The second thing I wanted to point out to you, which is what I learned, is the sexual afterglow. Oh my gosh. Now, I love the sexual afterglow. And this is the first time I'm really talking about the sexual afterglow. That sexual afterglow is the glow, the great feelings you have after you've had sex. When you've had sex, some people have an afterglow that lasts for days, 48 hours, and some even longer, and some less. So they're saying there is a direct relationship to the afterglow that you have and your sexual benefits in your relationship. So the more afterglow you experience, the healthier you get, and the better your relationship is. Isn't that amazing? Sexual afterglow. So y'all need to focus on sexual afterglow, right? And we know how to do that. Get into the mood, get those endogenous zones pointed out and shared and experienced. And that sexual afterglow, the feeling, the I guess it's the chemicals, the oxytocin, the dopamine, the serotonin that lasts longer in some people because they're more sexually satisfied. So the more sexual afterglow, the healthier you're going to be. Okay, that was the second thing that blew my mind. The third thing that blew my mind was pair bonding. So pair bonding is a strong social relationship where two people of the same species stay together, live together, and produce children and rear them. So their pair bonding is not just being two people being together. They produce children and they rear them. So that is that family unit. So the pair bonding seems to be the secret to why people are actually getting healthier in terms of having great sex. So the greater sex you have in the relationship, the better the pair bonding and the better the benefits, sex benefits, okay, health wise. And the fourth point I wanted to point out was, or make was, morbidity and mortality is improved. So the benefits of sex, I'm going to go through some of the benefits. Overall, morbidity, which is illness, you have less illness. Mortality, which is death, you have less death. And I've said that before, less death, meaning 2 orgasms a week. I'm sure you guys can sing that song for me now. 2 orgasms a week, and you live longer. Isn't that right? I've said it so many times before, and I love saying it. If you're having 2 orgasms, and they're now saying if you have more than 2 orgasms a week. So if you're having more than 2 orgasms a week, you're actually going to live longer than the average person that's not. Isn't that the coolest thing? All right, those are the 4 points I wanted to make. I also want to throw in consensual sex, safe sex, please. Get tested frequently. Make sure you know you're with someone safe. Always have communication open with your partner or whoever you're with. Please always be open to being honest with each other. All right, so back to the benefits of sex, the health benefits of sex. So let's divide them into the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the relationship satisfaction or life satisfaction. All right. So the mental. So the mental effect of sex is just great mental health. All right. It decreases depression, right? It decreases anxiety. It decreases stress. So that mental part of life where people are always under some hustle or bustling and just doing so many things. When you have sex, you're actually improving your mental clarity, your cognition, you're actually thinking better, right? Blood flow is getting there, producing great chemicals and hormones up there that will benefit the brain, right? For the brain not to die. So you're going to find that that's one of the main benefits. You think better, you actually feel better, right? Upwards in the brain. And then if you go further, you're going to have less depression. Isn't that amazing? The the actual studies I have, but some of them are not as significant as others, meaning depending on the level of depression and how much mental issues you have, you're not going to get as much of a benefit. But overall, there is some benefit for everybody. Okay, so that's the important thing I wanted to know. Then intimacy is better. All right. So you feel more close, you feel more intimate with your partner when you're having frequent, healthy sex. So that's another benefit. So that you get closer, you get drawn closer. So those that are not having sex are not getting intimate as much as those that are having regular healthy sex, and they're becoming more intimate and falling in love, right? So that's where all that mental, again, those chemicals are produced, and you get the benefits because they're produced. So remember, if they're not produced, you're not going to get the benefits. To get them produced, you have to be in a sexual relationship with someone, become intimate, and you get all these benefits. Trust improves. You begin to trust somebody more when you're in a relationship because, again, the sexual experience allows you to trust your partner more. Now, I'm sure there's more to the story. We all know that. It can get into trouble when you trust, but the trusting still is a requirement for a lot of relationships. So, learning to trust would be very helpful when you're having sex. I'm going to keep on pushing the sex button. Having sex improves trusting your partner. The other advantage with the mental is mood, right? So you have a great mood and you're motivated and you actually feel you can conquer the world when you actually have that those chemicals produced, the endorphins, and you actually feel respected and like you feel like you're being treated like a princess. That's what I call it, treated like a princess or prince, and you just feel someone's got your back. So that confidence that comes from all of that engaging in sexual activity is important in motivating you to do things and improve your life, right? And so that is a benefit in terms of your health because now you can, let's say, manage your time better, right? Or you wake up earlier. Before you wake up late, dragging. Now you wake up earlier. You feel happy and more elated. So all that is related to a better sexual relationship, a better sexual relationship with somebody that is close to you. Again, a partner. So these are for people that are in relationships. And of course, love. Love is going to be hopefully a result of all this great sex, which again is who we're talking about. We're not talking about one night stands. We're talking about, again, relationships. So that's some of the mental benefits. The physical benefits, again, quite a few of them. You sleep better, right? You have, again, less stress, better self-esteem. Your blood pressure is better, right? Decreased pain. So people have less pain when they're having frequent sex. You protect your heart. Your heart becomes so happy with all that sex because, again, the circulation is opening up, the circulation to the heart, so it's able to pump freely without stress, which relates to blood pressure. Blood pressure comes down, all right? Your immune system is improved with frequent sex and great sex, healthy sex. Boost your immune system, immunity between, again, those couples, those two people. The relationship is improving the immune system, which is amazing, right? Prostate cancer in men is decreased. Is that amazing? I've heard that and said that before. Prostate cancer is decreased. Again, the activity of ejaculating and being able to produce sperm is, great for the prostate. It releases the prostate from a lot of pressure and allows the prostate to detox and to get rid of all the congestion. Okay, so amazing for the prostate. So especially in your 20s and 30s, the earlier you do it, the frequently you do it, the less chances of prostate cancer in the future, which is again amazing information. It helps balance your hormones for women. All right. So when you get into that menopausal state, sex is good to help balance hormones because it's supposed to make you ovulate more frequently when you're pre-menopausal. And then when you do have menopause, some ladies are lucky and they're able to have some baseline hormones produced. So again, if you have that sexual activity, it can keep it being produced a little bit longer, the hormones. So it keeps you younger when you balance your hormones, keeps you more calm, keeps you more balanced in terms of all aspects of life, just feeling great and looking great. And actually, health wise, when we do tests and I measure your levels, I can see that you're doing well in other areas, right? Not just sexually, but, again, whether mentally, physically, and even with your blood work, you're doing great because, again, they're all related, they all interconnect. Right? So the hormones are connected to everything in our body. So you really want to be able to know that sex is the beginning of the hormones being produced, right? With men, it improves the sperm. The quality of the sperm is improved with great sex, frequent sex. So when you're not having sex, they become stagnant, right? They're just sitting up there, and they don't like to sit there. They don't like to sit in heat. They like to come out, and they like to have, I guess, a place to go. So if you are having frequent sex, men, your sperm is healthier and better. If you're not, they're not healthier and better. Okay, we don't want sperm that is not good quality because we want to have great kids. So men have to have sex. Women, take note. The other thing is the bladder, right? The bladder is very important in terms of the pelvic floor muscles. So for women that have incontinence, if you have frequent sex, it strengthens the pelvic floor muscles, so you have better, less, problems with your bladder in terms of urinary frequency. Men, to some extent, it can help also. But I always say Kegel exercises, please do that. And then you get even more benefits in terms of the pelvic floor muscles. And of course, it will help your orgasms and help your sexual enjoyment too when you're having more sex because you're exercising the muscles down there. Okay. And of course, losing weight, burning calories. When you're exercising, you're losing weight and you actually benefit in weight loss. So, another physical benefit of having sex, right? Let's see, what else do we have? I think that is mostly generally what the physical results of frequent sex is. Now remember that the benefit is not only circulation, but it's also producing these chemicals and these hormones. So that connects indirectly to the emotional state, which is the third category of the benefit of having regular sex. So emotionally, you are actually balancing chemicals and you feel calmer and you feel safer because your emotions are now between two people, that's the pair bonding, and you actually have a safety net, a place where you can be emotional with someone that you again trust, remember? And when you have that emotional stability, you're not all over the place going up and down and having these up moods and down moods, mania and depression and anxiety. Again, they're all improved. So the emotional state of people that are having sex in a relationship on a regular basis, they're emotionally more stable. They come to work, and you see that smiling. Because when they come to work and they're not, what do people say? Oh, she needs to get laid, or he needs to get laid, because they're in such a moody, cranky state. But when you're having regular sex, emotionally, it's been proven that you're actually more calm and more stable, which is very important in terms of work and in terms of function and in terms of quality of life. right? And that's going to take me to the last category, which is, wow, to me, one of the most important categories. And it is relationship satisfaction benefits. So the benefits you get from being in a relationship and being just satisfied and being in a relationship, not just being in a relationship, being satisfied and in the relationship, the benefits are amazing. Again, I didn't know this, so newer studies. So the benefits of being in a relationship with someone is going to give you longevity. You're going to have a better quality of life because now your life satisfaction improves. So you've got relationship satisfaction, and that actually impacts your life satisfaction. So when you see people walking around that have been married for how many years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, and they're having regular sex, you'll find that they are coming out with a life satisfaction that some people don't ever get to have because they're miserable because they're not having sex. So, to have that life satisfaction, you really want to have regular sex with your partner. Again, not random partners. We're talking about pair bonding, we're talking about one partner. And I'm just saying that in this particular situation to, you know, tell you about the studies that do say that you have benefits. They're not studying it in people that are not monogamous. These are for monogamous couples. And the relationships that they're in are actually giving them life, feeding them. And I think that's why humans, I guess, get together and even get married. And even if you don't get married, right? You're a partner. And if you're a partner for a long time, many years, I guess it's the same thing as being pair bonded or being married, right? So, but of course, being married is paper on paper by legal definitions. So in this case, we're not talking about marriage, we're talking about being in a relationship, a long term relationship. Okay? That is basically what I wanted you to take home today, that your relationships are what is giving you the benefits. Being in a relationship is giving you longevity, giving you health. Note, because I didn't even know that. It's going to be important for you to know and ask yourself, if you're not in a relationship, should you be in a relationship? And of course, the answer is yes. But then how do you get into a relationship? Now, that's another topic for another day. But I think that if you can change your mind like I have in terms of, oh, yeah, I can get through life being alone, it might be better for you to be with somebody, even if you're not married. I'm going to say that, even if you're not married, because again, of the benefits that we just discussed and that I learned, right? And I think it's very important for you to know so that you will have a change of heart and be more serious and more engaged in looking for someone to be happy with. Because I think when you do find that person, right, not easy, gotta be the right person, you can get these benefits in addition to finding the right person to be with. Okay? All right. I have spoken enough for the evening. I will see you guys, if not tomorrow, Monday. And thank you for listening. Have a good night. Bye.